Hello, and welcome to this thing I'm making. It's a mapping series of an alternative history scenario in the year 1919, where the leftist uprisings in Eastern Central Europe, including along with the Russian Civil War, are highly successful, leading to kind of an early Cold War, and not really a World War, like a preventing kind of World War II, not really a World War II, but just like, no Germany and whatnot, preventing that. So I'm gonna start. I got inspiration from my friend, the fake fat Brady. You can check him out. So I'm going to start this off with the Bolsheviks continuing to expand into Russia, taking the Adriatic Sea over here. I'm quite sick, so I'm talking kind of slow. And this website I'm using may crash too many times. So, just more offenses into here. Like so. And, I believe capital at this point would be like probably Omsk and Chelyabinsk. It's like over here. So they were aiming for that. They already taken Volgograd. While what I'm doing, this is not all at once. I'm going to be changing, I don't know, but another invasion in the east of here by the Bolsheviks once more. And the Allies, the British up here aren't doing much to help. So they spend here for a little longer, but not for too long. Like this. So, his technical allies here are Ukraine and Belarus. Russia's currently in the middle invading the Baltics and in that too. So they'll continue on that. And soon, this is where it gets all kind of different. So, after World War I, the Baltics were given their independence, and in this time, Belarus, being an ally, decides to join with the Russians to take parts of Lithuania too. So that's this over here. They're gonna take this little bit over here as well, including Vilnius and yeah. So my main focus on this is I was originally going to make it if Makhnovich China over here gets more successful, which it will, but I decided to just do it more like this instead. So the Finnish Civil War, in this timeline, the Finnish Civil War ended like a year prior in the World War, but this one, it's still going on, and that they're backed up by the Bolsheviks. They get, they're more stronger, and the Bolsheviks over here actually do some work to help them over here, into here, going into the east of Finland. And now down to here with the Saxon Soviet Republic, the Bavarian Soviet Republic. I forget what this one is called, but let's just say they joined together. And Germany is facing just political instability, but the countries themselves start going against Germany in full-on invasions. So we have, not in Hamburg, I forget which one this is. It's not Hamburg, even though it looks like it is, or Hanover, but they're gonna just go out like this. Right from the Bolsheviks, like I said, they're pretty big army. Not at this time, but largest army in history. They'll decide to take this into here, Saxony, going into Brandenburg, trying to take Berlin. And Poland is also not necessarily an ally. I don't think they're necessarily an ally with the Reds, but they're also against Germany right now because this is right after World War I, and the Weimar Republic is like very unstable, and their army was reduced very low, so they're more prior to losing in an invasion. So that's what it's going to be over here, like this. And I believe Romania and Hungary are also at a war with each other here. So, and it went kind of this way, but I forgot to make that edit. Hungary is a Soviet Republic too. As to say they become one right here because they're invaded from Romania and backed up by the Russians. They go into here. They take back what they have lost in Transylvania. Like here, like this. And just way more tension is growing between European powers, and it causes Greece continuing to make an invasion on the side into Greece, like here. Okay. Now, Finland is kind of desperate up here, and taken from both sides, along with the Reds over here, still going into Britain. Up here, they focus more on this part, and they make a counteroffensive to try to surround them in this down here, like that. And it goes well. And the White Finns soon surrender from being surrounded, which in the ceasefire ends sort of like this, with, let me just fix this coastline real quick. It ends with Finland still taking this because they're now at war with Britain, and Russia actually helps Finland a lot. Wait, they follow the border. Actually, they'll follow the border that they had over here. Do some Greater Finland vibes. So now a puppet. Now all the leftist sides and all these wars weren't really aligned with each other at all. But we'll say in here, they begin to form alliances to go against the democratic and monarchist governments of these countries. So there's the new Finland. And gotta still do this there. Going in pretty far in here. And I believe around this point, I want to say, actually let me search it up. Did Mongolia communist? Okay, 1924. So it's still a little while. So I haven't done anything on. One moment. This over here. Magno starts his anarchist revolution, starts to spread across southern Ukraine like this. It was rapid, pretty rapid. So I'll just do that for now. No war in the Americas or in Africa or over here quite now. It's mostly in Europe and now with over here. Oh no, I think it's the Bremen Soviet Republic. Is this one over here? They try to go into Schleswig to get access to the Baltic Sea. Bavaria starts going into Württemberg, and this goes pretty easy because the army in Germany is not good at all. It just turns, and they just, like I said before, they would just form into an alliance. And over here, the Alsace-Lorraine goes into it like here. They'll split apart from France, but they'll go into Germany too because they ally with the Weimar Republic. And France too, the population, or the percentage of socialism is very high, with more revolutions breaking out around Lyon. I want to say Lyon is over here. I want to say, and one in not Paris quite yet, and one in I don't remember the capital, Normandy, but there'll be one in Normandy too. Over here. Alright. So France is dealing with that. Hungary tries to gain power just by over here taking part of Western Ukraine, which doesn't last very long. Ukraine being an ally, but not fully communist, I don't remember, helps them, and they split up Western Ukraine like that. Okay. And now over here with Greece. Apparently I saw this on the oldmaps.org. They were invading Greece apparently around this time. Which I'll just say the closer they get to Istanbul, like this, around here, Turkey calls for a ceasefire, and Greece accepts it, and it will end like this. Chile. Greece still would have Thrace, but Turkey has this lower part, and they have some more parts over here, like this. Now, let me do this really quick. Oops. There. I think that looks good. And apparently, I believe there was also one in Ireland too, like an uprising. So in Dublin. start to go around like this. And while I was reading in the Wikipedia, there's also one in Canada, but it doesn't say there will be one in Canada, in Ottawa, which actually, how about in Quebec City, which is over here, like that. And there's lots of, actually I'll go to that later. Or invasions of the Baltics. They soon surrender after conquest. They reached Riga and Tallinn. So let me do this one. Damn it. Can reload. Okay. Take two. Actually, so we're at a new Baltic Soviet republic is established over here with, actually Russia will take this side like that. So now there's a like that. There. So back to Magna over here. Starts going into the Donbass over here. They don't normally go this way in that race, but they like to do this anyways. So try to go down south into Kherson, and eventually, one moment, there. Eventually, they will reach Odessa. There. So now it just looks like Novorossiya. And, they'll continue into here. The Red Russians going all the way up to Nenetsia. There. Well, the British eventually flee from the Finns and the Russians. And like in real life, this assistance doesn't last for very long. Because the British are more focused on this going on in Ireland. And as Germany's just very desperate, and Poland taking onto them like this, Germany's, it's like, I think it would be around 1920 now. Germany is just gone, or Weimar Germany. Okay. Now a new state is established in Germany. So they try to take some land from the Rhine. Just what this is over here. They do so pretty well. And Poland doesn't get the sea quite yet. Actually, they will, because they're desperate, and they won't get as much. Actually, it's about the same, but they get some. Okay. That's settled. Now, sideways, there was, I'll get to that one later. Lots of surrenders. Hungary is going too far, especially with aid from Germany. And Romania calls for a ceasefire. once more. This is my first one, so first mapping thing, so I don't know if it's very efficient or not. This is kind of the thing. So that's settled. Now, France, with the popularity is already really high, and they just decide to mostly peacefully just turn communist anyways. So that government is set up in France as the French Commune. This would have been successful in 1871 if that was that. Then I would have to color in all these. No, okay, so there's social states, they're not very imperial, so they decide to give some states in Africa independence. So there's like a Soviet-like Congo state made here, like that. There's going to be an Ambazonian Soviet Republic. No, that was still later. There was no historical Ambazonia, but there's a Congolese Soviet Republic, a Cameroon one. There's a Central African one. They'll take this bottom part of Chad. It's like a what's the place called? It's Berber, but it's like a barbarian Soviet Republic. Take him in the middle over here. And there'll also be this Saharan, Soviet Republic too, which I guess France would still have technical ownership over. They just have a little more autonomy. And actually I will color these. I'm actually going to color these all in a slightly different red. so you can tell which is which country more simply. Make this France. The main France will still have this. And yeah, they'll also keep Madagascar and these islands. So much French, like colonies. They'll keep Caledonia. Gosh. And then make some states over here. That would be Tonkin Soviet Republic, up here. They're similar to North Vietnam, kind of just that. But then what was that region in southern Vietnam? What was that called? No, was there was like a small country that was like down like in the south. If it shows South Vietnam, I'm gonna crash out. No, not South Vietnam. Not South Vietnam, a different one. Maybe if I get a flag of Vietnam. Tonkin? No, was it Annam? Oh. It was like blue, I think. Was it this? No. This? Oh, that's the same thing. Oh well. But about to be like a Cambodian one here. And then like a Laotian one here along that. The Ireland itself wants independence, so Britain just does kind of this instead. They take more. It's just like entirely Northern Ireland, and that southern one becomes a socialist state. So this part one will mainly just be the foundations of all the leftist countries. But part two will be like what will happen after that. My goodness. Okay. This dude doing Anna in Ukraine, they're pretty much just got no help left, and they prioritize over most of Ukraine. As there is a kind of new Ukrainian state along here, the capital being Lviv, I think it's called, over here. But to be a China state here, in which they'll take a bit of Belarus also. Actually, those are just the borders of modern day Ukraine. Let me change those. Now, I think this just about does it. Actually, I want to change the colors some more. So that'll be Hungary, and I'll also make it for Ireland and Congo. Actually, there'd also be this there'd be this like Papuan state too. And I almost forgot about this Guyanian one too. So that France is mostly just decolonizes itself around 1920, 1921. Actually, I'll still do some more invasions along here. So yeah, I think that'll do it for now. For now. Here.